And coupled with the doctrine of discovery that was in place since 1493, there was this justification that if the lands were empty or void of any Christian religion, that meant that colonists could lay claim to that land. What we don't understand is that our people were well aware of what was happening and had much unease about the settlement that was taking place, and that all of our efforts, even joining colonists in their celebration of feast for surviving the first winter, was an effort for our people to practice diplomacy. It was not an attempt for us to celebrate as if we were okay with everything that was happening. And even though we're told that this is what the basis of Thanksgiving is, the holiday would not be formed until many, many years later. And really what was being celebrated at that time was our continued colonialism, the continued settlement, the fact that we succumbed to disease, the fact that we weren't able to fend our lands and territories because of warfare. We lost so much, and I think that's what's important for us as we're rethinking Thanksgiving, is to realize how much was lost in that process. Our ability to be sovereign, our ability to have our leadership respected, our ability to have our ways of connecting to this land and the sacred agreements that we held in caring for our human and non-human relatives, and making sure that these lands were available for the benefit of our children for years to come, and making sure that we remembered what our elders taught us. Those things were intentionally taken from us, but we still resist. We still know who we are. We still sing our songs. We still practice our language. We still fish the riverways. I think what's important to know too is just what happens when folks are privileged in telling this story. So again, just appreciating everyone being here, bearing witness to the stories that we will hear. I think in this time we can see just how much propaganda and false stories really provide a justification for colonialism when there is no justification. And so we're all taught to believe the story of peace and of friendship. And really what the story is all about is a celebration of our genocide. And so I think it's important to remember that, to ask these questions of who tells the story and who's privileged to shape that narrative. Because right now what we're witnessing in Palestine is an attempt to justify genocide by spreading false truths and false narratives. We too were called savages. We too were called heathens and terrorists. And the only thing that's consistent with our struggle as Indigenous people is that we've always struggled for life. We've struggled to be able to care for each other. And that struggle continues today. And my ask for all of you is that we remember this as we come to celebrate. Yes, celebrate the harvest, celebrate our families. We give thanks every day. But what we need is for people to stand up and privilege the folks who are marginalized and allowing to speak their truth and tell their stories.